think that's a perfect one to start with.
This is equating to Italian technology here. All right, I twisted it a little and it works again. Hello, bravissimo campagna. Il duce se vasa. Get this working. All right. Since Silvio Berlusconi died, I got the next best Italian up in this bitch. Joey Capuana. Campana. If he wants to say it correctly because I'm being a doofus, he can.
It matters. So it's Joey Capuana. I'm not Aldo Campagna's little brother. That's not. He treats me that way, but
that's the way he is. He's trying to be like that like younger one of the litter who it's like, oh, he's risen. It's like, is this the young savior we are looking for?
He's the alpha pup, dude.
Whatever that one animated Disney Bible film where they're showing the pharaoh or stuff with the burning bush. I don't know. I had to see that at a summer camp once, and I'm like, I don't understand what this is or related to Jesus. I just see slaves.
Dude, I actually know what one you're talking about. What the fuck? What is the name of that movie? Is it the Book of Joseph? Does that sound familiar?
Maybe that's what it was. I don't know. I just remember those weird scenes, and it's like, oh, the younger one's given the nice, what is that robe, that silk robe? It's like, as an older kid, sure, maybe I sympathize with that, but I just thought they were all stupid in there. It's like, make another robe or something. Come on, father, quit being a cheap ass.
That's one that I definitely haven't seen since being a child. That, Atlantis. See, Disney movies used to be good. Now they're just fucking gay.
Oh, God, with that Atlantis. Yes. Well, they had those original storylines, even though if they were weird and looked like, what was that gastro-punk, whatever that very rustic look is, which you said, like an Atlantis. Or whatever when they had those Viking ships flying in the sky. Or even Mulan. Come on now. Which, speaking with Mulan, it's been brought up the scene in it. It wouldn't be allowed now because it shows drag. But to be honest, I think they're conflating it with cross-dressing.
I mean, honestly, first, baddest trans bitch, Mulan. Yeah, you're not getting away with that in Biden's America. You're going to have to do at least, it's going to have to be a white dude.
Mulan was just butch.
She was butch, and that's my favorite type of porn, is like when a butch lesbian fucks another lesbian with a strap on.
That's your favorite type of porn?
Oh, abso-fucking-lutely, dude.
Nice. My favorite is foreign, but not necessarily a specific country. I just like it to where it's a different language, and I have to put in my own storyline with them talking.
Yeah,
I guess what it is.
I liked how you opened it with whatever language that was. You could be doing Chinese and it would still sound like German. You look like a Nazi SS officer, dude. You just
Meister
do.
Schiller de Ramsdeute de
It's
Faden.
bone chilling, dude. I'm having flashbacks to the Holocaust and I wasn't there.
Bayern este Motor in Werke. At least that's what BMW stands for, as I learned today. Is that a horrible thing for me to learn?
The BMW in German. Well, I mean, your people.
Motorwerken.
You definitely had a grandpa who used a BMW to ride over a family of Jews, and that's not on you, dude.
But the ones in my family came from Denmark.
Yeah, well, I mean, are we going to look into this? Can anybody?
And they mostly, and very few of them died. In fact, that's a success story. They left. I like the ones in Hungary and Poland who stayed put.
I'm gonna need to see the birth certificate, dude, all the way back.
What, my birth certificate or the ones that came here?
All of them, obviously.
Well, I know with John Alphonse Osterman, his is the one we have, because he's the direct descendant. Or John Alphonse in like the 30s, like mid-30s, later 30s.
Right.
It showed like everyone on the list who came to Ellis Island, and he was the only one going to West. Everyone else was staying in New York, but.
And Uncle Hans Heiler, I want him to prove his birth as well.
Well, there's the Sanders side, there's the Osterman side, and there's the Dirty Irish side, which is the Cleary Callahans.
Dude, don't be racist towards Irish people.
It's like, no, fuck. You guys like to bomb baby carriages to make a point about the 6 counties in Northern Ireland, Ulster.
And they made their point. They're very good at that.
Exactly. It was like, if it was not the baby carriage, it was doing an international hotel, or even just a normal unoccupied car that's on the streets of Belfast.
Right. You were saying Right before we started the podcast, you had mentioned that you think it's nice that the government stages shootings to teach us a lesson. But you said that's what you meant?
I like it that they keep us on our toes all the time. And I think a silver lining, it makes you appreciate each and every day more. Except for, yes, I guess they're the outliers that run into those situations where it is unfortunate for them. Hey, it might happen to me, all right? And if it does, I just hope I have a memory that sticks with people. Not the dying part, but some part where I was alive and just a total nut job.
Everyone is convinced you're a Nazi now, Carl. I want to talk about this fucking house, dude. What are you and these boys moving cocaine? This is goddamn awesome.
No, it's just there's a moderate amount of maintenance and upkeep and living standard because our homeowner is also Jewish. That's why there's a mezuzah on the outside of the door.
You snuck your way in, sneaky Carl.
No, it's just he could understand. It's like we got that connection, me and Shelley. Hello, Mr. Shelley. Well, actually, his last name is Gerard, but Shelley.
Oh yeah, that guy. I don't know any of these people.
He's a great man. He's a great man.
Do your roommates? Do you get along with them?
Yeah, because right now it's Gavin, and he has it where he leaves early in the morning, and typically we'll encounter each other for a few hours after I get off work, and he arrives before I get off work on a normal day, and then he'll actually go to bed by 9 o'clock usually because he has to wake up early for the construction job.
I feel like that guy would not like me very much. I am.
Oh no, he would. He loves being trashy. Think of it this way: how my roommates, because Noah's the other one, they're both straight. But there's a little gay fairy operating Gavin's brain. And he'll agree with this. He's straight, but he has a little gay fairy operating him. And Noah, straight too, but he has a lesbian fairy.
That's
why
yeah.
he connects. He knows his specialty.
It's exactly like Bud Light. I mean, they got, people who drink Bud Light are hick retards, and they still had a trans person run the fucking the thing. You can have the opposite running its opposite.
Can we come to an agreement in the middle and make Caitlyn Jenner the spokesperson for Bud Light?
So I'm into trans chicks, and the other day somebody asked me if I would fuck Caitlyn Jenner, and I was very offended.
So you said yes.
I was like, dude, the thing is like it's the ones that don't at all look like the dudes. Caitlyn Jenner is a real train wreck, man. Real train wreck as a person, and then also I
thought you were talking about her driving skills.
Well, that's
where was it? At Montecito?
That's a whole other thing. I let her run me over. She's very good at that. But as far as that goes,
with a train of dudes.
With a train of dudes, me and a train of dudes run over. You know what, dude? Carl, I come on this podcast and you offend me like that. You say that I would bang Caitlyn Jenner.
Well, if you have sickle cell anemia, I don't blame you for trying to have a little fun before you go out.
I'll give her this sickle cell in her anemia.
It's like, that's the new figure of speech for ejaculation on a facial.
True, that is true. I've heard that.
We're creating new phrases out here, okay?
What kind of porn
Come on,
do you
Merriam-Webster's dictionary. Where are you, you fuckheads?
What kind of porn do you like, Carl?
I already said before, foreign.
Foreign porn.
Where it's a different language in English. As long as it's not in English. Because then I get to make up my own storyline.
Okay.
Like, what are they saying in it? Because sometimes it's not obvious. Sometimes it is obvious.
And you got to translate it in your own mind. That's kind of fun. That's like picturing a character in a book you're reading.
Which I got to say, it is very entertaining to see the Hungarians, what they're doing.
What are the Hungarians? What do they got going on in the sex scene?
Well, they get off in the Danube, and they decide to sodomize both their neighbor and their partner, as is tradition with Orthodox Budapest Catholicism.
Interesting. I didn't know.
You can ask ask Prime Minister Viktor Orban or President Viktor Orban, whatever the fuck it is.
What's the weirdest, most disturbing porn you've ever seen?
Oh, when I started living with Gavin and Noah at a previous place in between my other one, for some reason in the first month, they decided to put on, it was like some Russian, honestly, rape porn of some old lady who's just walking and then a van pulls up. And honestly, it's mostly just violence. There's not even a lot of forced sex on her. It's honestly just a lot of hitting her. And for some reason, they were laughing a lot. And that's when I realized I was with comparatively insane, but at least I'm on the relatively more level-headed, percentile. Because it's like, oh my God, they're just laughing like crazy at this.
Oh yeah, I'm hard over here, but I wouldn't laugh at it, dude. Your friends
It was
showing
disturbing.
your friends showing you
It
some
was
shit like
disturbing.
that for no reason is fucked.
It was like an
up.
old lady too for some reason, but they're just like hitting. The guy just keeps hitting her a bunch of times.
God, I'm gonna come over here. Have you ever seen like something really, really fucked up on the internet? Like, do you ever hear about?
You mean
something
like when I
called-
looked up ISIS executions and I found the 2 that I actually was amused by?
You found those just by Googling them? What year?
No, okay. First of all, can't use Google search for it for obvious reasons. So it's like you use like DuckDuckGo and search. I believe it was. I just put in ISIS execution videos, I believe, and it's some website with kind of a red background and not as much as like a forum look, but it'll have the
Are you
kind
talking
of
about Red
description of the
Room?
video.
Are you talking about Red Room?
I don't think it was Red Room. I don't think it
Okay.
was. Because it was only ISIS executions I was watching. Maybe it was one of those sites, but I was only looking at the ISIS one. And there was some disturbing ones, like when they use like a big knife or they use a chainsaw or they kick someone off of multiple stories and show them falling. But the 2 I was amused by, and I've used bits at open mics about this. The first one, this adorable little kid, couldn't be more than 6, handed from the adult guy's purse. Obviously, it looks like a finger gun, but to him, it looks like a normal handgun. And he shoots this guy who's tied to a fence about 5 or 6 times. And after, just looks at the camera and yells, Allah Akbar. And obviously, that's within like a 45-second duration of a 12-minute video. But I laughed at it because it's like, he couldn't have been more than 6. It was such a cute handgun given to him.
Yeah, it was his own little personal
It
one.
looked normal size to him, but the kid couldn't have been more than 6.
He had just unwrapped it at his birthday. That'd be
And
fun.
one of Luke's friends got mad at me just for saying the Allah Akbar part because he's from Saudi Arabia, and obviously they're religious militants.
Isn't that a crazy part of life? Like, I just, came over here. I was like, yeah, man, last night's comedy show sucked. And there's 6-year-olds that have to shoot somebody tied to a post with a cute little gun.
It was a cute little gun. Like, I don't know, what are those type of guns that fit in your pocket, that wholly fit in your pocket, just like a tiny little
Like
one?
a snub nose.
Yeah, it's not
kinda.
even like the size. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And they gave it to the kid. It looks normal size. And now that one I'm hoping to find again because it was really amusing. The other one, which I was able to re-find again when I researched, was the guy who had a backpack on, and he's doing like a zigzag pattern. And just about like 26 seconds in, kaboom! And the backpack explodes. You see his legs just fall down, but his torso and upper body just shoots about like 20, 30 yards.
That shit fucks with me, dude. I've seen a few things like that. There was some called gore9.com that my friend showed me just out of nowhere. It was a woman being decapitated by the cartel. I was in 6th grade, dude. The guy just fucking didn't even stop there. He did like a slice around, like he was cutting up a rotisserie chicken, and then he yanked it out. And my buddies are like, oh, it's disturbing. It's today's America.
Yeah, that one, it seems, because it gets really gory. See, that's the
Obama.
thing with the ones I saw. They weren't as really gory, at least how the details were from the camera. But obviously,
Oh, that one was intimate. Yeah, that was pretty. The one I saw was fucking detailed.
yeah, because I hope it was grainy footage because I would have hated to see a high quality footage of someone getting dismembered.
You ever go on a porn site and while you're scrolling through the related videos, you see something that you would never ever search for, just did the most disgusting thing possible?
I don't know if it's much disgusting, but it's like confusing. Like, how the hell did this get into related and not
Exactly.
recommended? Related.
Might have been in recommended, and there was this one it's called probing. It's where somebody takes a metal pin and sticks it in the head of your penis while they like flick your ball sack.
Oh my! Oh God!
Oh.
I do not.
Carl's gonna come.
I do not want
Carl's
to
gonna
go onto
fucking
Urban
come.
Dictionary and see that. Oh.
No, it wasn't Urban Dictionary. I was watching porn, so my penis was erect when that image came onto the screen. That's some traumatizing shit. I got something even worse than that somehow, dude. You know David Kays? He told
Yes, I do know. Yeah, and what you're about to bring up, I can imagine how disturbing it is. Hopefully, it's within what I think he is. And David Kays, there's a lot of space for that.
It's so bad. It's so bad. Dude, David, like, he told us this story in front of like 10 people, so I don't feel weird telling it here. I think he'd find it funny that I even said it on the podcast, but
we can mute his name if we need to.
I don't think we should. I think he'd call us pussies for that. But He used to date Celia Contreras, who is another comic in the
She's
open
gone
mic
on to
scene.
better.
Yes,
She
greener
was on
pastures.
my last episode.
She's on to gayer pastures over in Austin. Shout out Celia Contreras, I love her. Anyway, so they used to date when they were roommates, and at the time, David Case was telling me, he's like, man, I was in the worst spot of my life, really. I was so depressed, fucked up, wanted to kill myself. And while they were hooking up, he'd be like, I just want you to beat the shit out of my cock. And it got to the point where it wasn't enough, so she started chewing on it.
Oh, God.
Dude, I think I would rather die than have someone chew on my penis.
I could imagine David Case do, and he said the lowest part of his life, so I believe this is when he had a habit into, like, very hard stuff, like harder than most people would. Ones where, like, yeah, that is an issue, because he even knows it was an issue.
Am I allowed to say that this podcast?
Well, I can just mute that part out.
Yeah, put a bleep in for what I
How about
say. It
this?
was probably his weed.
Here's the Maradona. Or we'll just call it Maradona because he was known for it. Diego Maradona.
Maradona. Okay, so the second time I ever met you, dude, the reason I was like, I really like this guy. Second time ever, we were at Casey's Woodshed, and I just got done bombing in front of people that were actually watching for once, just a month into comedy. You weren't in there for my set, but you happened to be coming back from the porch, and you had some Mendonia dripping out of your fucking nose, and you go, Joey, that was really good. And I was like, this guy's awesome as fuck.
I believe that was either going with, and I'll just say BA, because that's his initials, if it was with him, or it was when I was with Manifest Destiny. Yes, he likes to call himself that. And the stripper he brought to play pool with, who was about my age.
That guy was telling me
I
about
think
his
it was like
kids'
Mackenzie.
T-ball game.
Yeah,
the
he
other day.
has kids. So I
And he's
didn't
bringing
realize.
strippers to his open mics.
Yeah,
Fucking
exactly.
funny.
Like ones he like meets up with there. It's like, hey, I thought he was like very, because when people are loud and talking during a set, especially outside, if you can hear it, he'll literally open the door and be like, "Hey, can you shut up out here?"
Oh, that's wild. Yeah, there was I was at Taking Shots
I
watching
learned
that
to
one.
appreciate him.
Oh, I think he's so fucking nice. Of course, I like Manifest Destiny a lot. He's just, I don't think he does enough open mics to get the etiquette of things. Dude, there's a book show at Woodshed, and he thought a joke was very funny, so he went up and pat the guy on the shoulder while he was on stage.
Was this someone whose like joke just bombed or just really?
No, the guy was crushing. It was Short Bus Steve.
Oh, really? Oh, okay. Now I remember. It was that roast show, right?
Yeah. The
Okay.
worst night of my life. That was my 9/11.
That's where Steve, for some reason, he like was looking at me, and I know he had been high from outside because I was smoking with him. But he's like, "Man, are you Russian?" And I just like, no. It's like
Karl.
Scandinavian. Well, later I told him close enough, and it's like Scandinavian.
He has a speech impediment because of cerebral palsy.
No, I know that.
Wait, but you were saying you thought that's why he was high?
No. I got high with him outside before he went up. Yeah.
Okay.
I can't remember whose joint it was, but it had been passed around. Yeah. So
Probably wasn't one of his. Those are not doing so well.
Oh, really? At this point, shit. Oh, but no, he was like afterwards. Like we talked. Oh, he was hella chill when I talked with him more. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Apparently, like I can't remember when it was, but I think he opened up for Russell Peters once.
Oh no, I totally believe it. He's fantastic. I felt embarrassed. I happened to be out there with him right before I was going on, and I was like, "Damn, I never see you around, dude. You're fucking hilarious." He's like, "That's because I do book shows," and I could tell he wanted to say retard afterwards. I was like, I'm sorry. I know, my bad.
But he's hilarious. We can objectively say that.
Oh, he's fucking so funny.
Because that's like John Higbee, who has the prosthetic arms, or not like a full like hand prosthetic, but he has both his arms.
Do you ever feel like? Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you. I feel like I've been talking the entire time.
No, keep going on with it. It's better for you to talk than for me to blabber on as someone who's always on this. Let the audience here on YouTube, who'll probably just be about within 70 to 100 people at any point, will watch it.
That's about mine. Wait, are you live streaming this?
No, not live stream. That anything got no internet technology from here.
What was I going to say right before that?
It was about with Steve. Why he wasn't out a lot.
So do you ever feel like when you're at these open mics, right, and you're watching somebody else's set, it's so hard to sit in there and pay attention and watch, but then every once in a while you get these refreshers at these book shows, the guys that have been doing it forever, and you laugh so much harder. Is it something you notice a lot? Because,
Yeah,
dude,
you
sitting
can-
through these mics is so fucking hard for me,
It's
man.
good to see someone who doesn't technically have to go to an open mic because they are skilled enough to where they can get enough like hosting spots or guest spots or showcase spots at locally produced shows at the club. But they still come out to open mics because you still need to test it out there. Because I didn't deliver my lines the best when I did DBG and Friends last Wednesday, but the crowd reacted better than I expected for the bits it was. When I re-listened to it today, it was like, it was hard, but it's like,
DBG jokes? What'd you say?
No, DBG and Friends, that was the show.
Oh, okay.
For Dan, because he does it the first Wednesday of each month.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So and I only just try to get on that once a year because I like to see a rotating talent. And plus I need to work at less glamorous places like Devils and Woodshed.
Honestly, I did Devils on Acid the other day.
Nice.
It was fucking awesome.
You were on the one on Monday?
The Monday before this past one.
Okay, I wasn't at that one. Damn it.
Dude, it was so much fun. That's some of the most fun I've ever had doing comedy. And it just so happened, who knows if she was full of shit or just fucking with me. There was a girl that was sitting right where the mic is at that table next to it. And she wouldn't shut the fuck up. I was like, what is going on with you? She's like, I'm on acid too.
It's like, okay, good enough.
Holy shit.
Put in AirPods and listen to Jimi Hendrix.
She was kind of a cunt.
It's good you realized that it didn't get masqueraded by her just giving that reaction that she was on acid.
I was like, ma'am, it's not a podcast. Like, why are you doing this? And then her boyfriend was right across from her 20 times as sober, just doing nothing about it. I was like, are you going to step in here? This is pretty fucking insane. Everybody's looking at you.
There's a 50-50 chance between two options with him. He either is very much a gentleman, just caring for her, or he likes her a little inebriated when he takes her back. And by a little inebriated, I mean to where she's stumbling most of the time.
Oh, I mean, that's the go-to move, right? That's a household move right there.
It's a freaking it's a freaking Bill Cosby
It's
move.
totally sanctioned once you're dating. You could totally get a girl liquored up at the bar and go, hey, let's go watch Netflix.
True, bringing about.
Tune in to the Joey Rapes Everybody podcast. It's on Apple, guys.
Why just waste forgetting about the episode? Do it after and watch the episode till you pass out after fucking.
Exactly.
Oh wait, now you can't share your Netflix password into multiple televisions.
Put on a fucking show with your favorite actress on it, and then just fuck her while you watch the show.
Well, I was gonna say just get your laptop. They let you use your laptop still.
Just put a bag over her head and jerk off. Fuck her.
Well, if that's the kind of evening we're wanting to have, then sure.
Put like a laptop holder right over her head so that you can't see it, and then you're just coming to trans porn. That's not my life, dude. Don't say that's my life right now, Carl.
It's not your life with it, but I don't know if have you ever had a woman that liked spitting for a reason?
Yeah.
Because I had only once one. She wanted to spit, but I realized there probably should have been some light on because she kind of missed my mouth and hit me right below my left eye.
Yeah.
She also was up too high, and yeah, I wanted to react in a way which I wasn't angry, so I tried laughing it off after the initial shock.
If a girl was...
She was from Maryvale, so she might have been kind of retarded.
If a girl was an 8 or hotter, I would say you could spit on my chest or anywhere else besides pretty much my face. Just like some girl, though, spitting on me, absolutely the fuck not. I don't let dogs lick my face either. You ever see like that's... Hey, man, dog kissing Karl over here. You ever see those guys who just let their dog fucking full-on tongue them like Tom Brady's son? That's you with 6s.
I mean, that's if I've gotten really in a dry spell and depression spell, sure.
Yeah.
It's like, but it has to be the combination of the two, all right? Because one or the other, I'm like, I don't want to sink my depression more. But then if I know it's like, you know what, this bitch is more depressed than me,
yeah,
it'll be fine.
Oh, that's always my goal is get a bitch that's more depressed than me, dude. It's so hot.
I shouldn't use
hot depressed girl.
I shouldn't
oh
use
my God.
the word bitch all the time. Broad. Let's use that. That's slightly better.
Cunt. No, you. Oh, okay. Sorry. I thought you were.
We might
to say
have
more of
a worldwide audience, so it might be in the UK where they allow cunt.
Yeah, bloody cunt. I'm gonna spit on your pussy. I'm gonna spit on your twat.
I'm gonna tell you when we go right out there. I will take care of you, you sack of shit. You're nothing but a lima bean of a cunt. All right. I'll kick your ass in Londonderry if I have to, or in Worcestershire, or Wolverhamptonshire, or whatever West Midland bitch-ass place there is, even in Norfolk where people just fuck out in the open, or Wales where they like to shag sheep. Shag sheep, goddammit.
And I'll tell you another thing, Jameson. She gave me a spit, she did. And not on my penis. It was much more intimate than that.
You should have seen right out there. Oh, McGillicuddy, he was watching us peg and fuck from all different positions.
Dude, all out.
And that is how we ended up in San Francisco, fucking in the Presidio district for the world to see.
I'll allow any sort of racism to any other race, bro. I'm bringing back white pride, and I would like you to cut this part out.
I mean,
I don't want you making fun of whites on a show that
I'd
I'm
like
on.
to make fun of everything and
No.
never feel off of it. Like we can make okay, what do you want me to direct my amusement and jokes?
Not the boys, dude. You know what? I'm starting a mic called Do Even Better Comedy, which is the only rule is there's no white jokes allowed. Because kind of. Well, I don't know if we do comedy the best, but we definitely
I'm gonna start
have the
Major
record.
League Comedy, where we only allow trans women of color and upper class white men.
Dude,
We're
I'll be
winning
an
the
audience
two
member.
biggest polarizing demographics, and cis straight white men. All right, we're not gonna get something like what is it, Dwayne Wade's child, who's like, oh, they changed their pronouns. Listen, if
Don't
you're gonna
cut
allow
his
me to have
dick off,
pronouns,
man.
then I get to have a third one, which is for fun, which is why I chose Batmobile. That is my possessive group pronoun, and if you don't use it, you're a transphobe. I'm still he, him, but also Batmobile for a group possessive.
Every time you do that joke, someone does that joke where you go, oh, I deserve to be this pronoun because you get to do whatever the fuck you want. Every time you do that, it's like an angel getting their wings, but a trans girl gets her tits. It's just...
It's like they get their hormone blockers.
They get those bolt-ons, dude.
A child in Colorado gets their puberty blockers.
Yes. I hate when they let a kid transition, but that's not the part I hate. I hate when they let him transition back, because it's like some kid in Africa would be happy to have those tits. Do you understand that? Like, why are you going to throw those away?
Well, they see tits a lot of the time out because they don't have shirts on.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not like they have to look at National Geographic. They just look at their village.
Yeah, I remember when I trans back, my mom was like, you waste your food, you don't finish your dinner, and now you're going to give away that perfectly good pussy we bought you.
Oh, Joy. That's
not my trans
Joy.
name. That's gross.
All right, Danica.
Danica, okay, because I immediately picture the only Danica I know, which is Danica Patrick. So now I'm getting hard to me as a trans Danica Patrick.
Why? She did bad with closed wheel racing. She was better with the open wheel sport. I don't know why she switched over to NASCAR. She had enough success in Indy, and for some reason, I gotta do NASCAR. Then learn closed wheel racing.
Closed wheel racing,
Because it's covered over the wheel, unlike an Indy car where it is exposed to the air in the front of the track. It's like
closed wheel.
That's why people who switch over from closed to open wheel, they don't really succeed. But if they just stick an open wheel, they have success.
I've always said the opener or the wheel, the fucking better.
And that's why you like the W series.
I don't know anything about cars because I ride a skateboard to work. Carl, do you want a nicotine toothpick?
I've never really smoked cigarettes.
Have you ever tried nicotine before?
Those people with the little what is that? Vape bars. I guess those are nicotine.
Vape bars.
I don't know what the fuck they're called because I don't
sound
use
like
nicotine.
some college kid's dad.
Well, I don't use those nicotine
Yeah,
fuck
yeah,
things. I just use a fucking cartridge.
I had 7 of them.
With the cylindrical shaped vape pen. Cheap because I can easily slide it into the pocket next to the wallet.
I was at your sister's college, and honestly, she went off to get fucked, and I tried one of those puff bars. Let me tell you something. I am into those. You kids got it right. They're not. That's not. You got to do a Zippix nicotine toothpick, sponsored by the Joey Hates Everything podcast. I sponsor them. You should do one on your show.
This is a perfect time to read out with our sponsors: Nabisco, Nestle, Raytheon, and the government of the Chechen Republic.
Oh, can I?
All hail Ramzan Kadyrov.
I agree. I agree with all of that. I want to just state my my agreement with the one China policy. That's what I would like to promote.
Oh, we know that there is no country called Taiwan. One day it will join the motherland again, and it will be a glorious day when that happens. Xi Jinping, father, Papa, Papi Chulo, Xi Jinping will bring China back to justice.
I honestly think we should just join them. You know, what's not to love about China's fucking dope, dude.
You know what?
They're like the
What they
Patriots.
refer to us in China, we're guailo. I mean, I'm probably not pronouncing it correctly, but guailo.
Guailo.
It's like white ghost.
White ghost.
It's what they call white people.
Well, you know what, dude? No, I don't like China anymore. That's official on that.
Well, I am still sponsored by. In fact, anyone in the Chinese movie industry, I will play the part of the American bad guy. All right. I mean, I need a reasonable fee, but I have no problem helping your anti-American films to show to the domestic Chinese audience.
You do kind of look like a bad guy in a shitty 2002 movie.
Is it a shitty Chinese 2002 movie?
No, it's an American one with famous actors, but everybody just kind of like is like, what the fuck happened there?
So Russell Crowe stars in it.
No, I feel like you could have been, if you had less hair, you could have been John Malkovich in Con Air.
God damn it.
That could have been you.
This is horrible. Earlier this week, last week, Mark Anthony Ritchie suggested that with my balding pattern, I should get a mohawk.
Yo, last night I was hosting the second half of the Bullshooter show, and Uncle Chow went up there. We're all familiar with my relationship with Uncle Chow. And
I thought he took a break.
We wish. That's wishful thinking for me, too.
Oh, he posted on, it said like, oh, I'm taking a break right now. It's like, oh.
Taking a break from joke writing. You got 5 minutes into it, and he said, nope, not for me. Anyway, he tried this bit last night where he did a fake Asian accent, like really leaned into it, and I made a joke about it as soon as I got back on stage, and local vampire Mark Anthony Ritchie got upset. I think he walked out with like a plate of nachos. He was pissed.
Mark Anthony Ritchie, the active Hot Topic club member.
Yes, the only Hot Topic member that won't rape you.
The last one around there.
Or will at least show you a good time first.
The other ones are just, they're Aquariuses, which I don't know how that goes with his bipolar Gemini, but I'm just going to guess blindly that it's horrible.
Mark Anthony Ritchie looks like a manager of a Hot Topic spin-off restaurant. That's absolutely what it is.
I imagine he's just an estranged child of Johnny Depp, but he got in his Marilyn Manson phase in the 90s and just got frozen there.
Well, I mean, he's been alive for 700 years. It's probably been a minute since he's...
Marilyn Manson?
No, I was talking about Mark Anthony Ritchie. He's a vampire.
Oh, Mark. Well, what about Marilyn Manson? God damn it.
I'd fuck.
I don't think you have to push him too much. I think he'll fucking do it for you. Come over here, boy. Let me fuck you up the ass.
Honestly, there's that one song I like by him, but I can't see how everybody was just totally into that. You know, it's you've heard about the shit that he got, right? Why he got quote unquote canceled.
Vaguely heard about it. Like I heard of charges, but not the details.
Fucked up shit, man. So he got in trouble because multiple women came forward saying that he had a torture chamber where he would keep them for like multiple days at a time. And
so Matt Lauer's office.
Matt Lauer's office. You look like Matt Lauer's fucking nephew. Now he's the
Fuck
intern.
Matt Lauer.
They're like, well, Karl didn't really do anything. We could let him stay. And now you do the boom mic. No, but he really was torturing chicks and doing all that fucked up shit. And Zach Amico, do you know who he is? He's like a B-list comic.
Or wait, are you talking about Nick?
Zach Amico. No, no. We were talking about Marilyn Manson.
Oh, with Marilyn Manson. Oh.
Yeah, he's the one who did all that.
I was sorry, Nick. I just heard Amica and I thought, wait, that's Nick's last name.
No, Mark. We were talking about Mark Anthony Ritchie before. I don't know how Nick Amica came up.
Well,
Wait a minute. Do you know something that I don't?
No, I don't. I just know he did that pool comedy show in overalls.
Dude, I can't stop looking at your upper lip. I'm sorry to fucking get off the subject.
Why? What do I look like, a fucking Norwegian?
No, it's so wet. You look like you just made your girlfriend come really hard on her birthday because you've been down there for 2 hours.
Oh, I was down there like a Chilean miner, man.
Oh my god.
I.
This guy's got Chilean minor.
Why are you making these comments right here? Be under pressure. Don't get distracted easily.
You look like at any moment it could all be over due to a cave-in, dude.
No, it's just needing to drink water and stuff. All right, we dabbed.
I have some right here. This is not. Did
You have that water too.
Well, yeah, I got trans cum water and I got regular water from my sink.
I thought it was IPAs that were trans cum.
That's debatable. A lot of people have said. A lot of people who have done the research say that the hop is actually young boys cum, coming from Catholic Church Brewing Co.
Oh, so it's like a pre-puberty kind of cum thing. If you could somehow extract it, it's the sweet gold of cum.
Putting all of your personality into liking an IPA makes me think you're hiding something. I don't. Just drink the fucking light beer and drink a lot of it. What the fuck is the point of having one beer, babysitting it?
People like that sour stuff.
No,
it's gross. I just prefer like a brown ale or dark ale. I'm not as much as the other side. Or even dark ales I'm like iffy about. I'm not a huge beer guy. I'm either doing like some type of basic beer or I'll do hard liquor and stuff and I'll just take it straight.
Honestly, I'm a Miller Lite guy, but I'll drink anything. I'm an alcoholic. Are you an alcoholic?
No, I'm not an alcoholic because I knew my grandmother was an alcoholic, and I'd rather not be like her, so I'll get addicted to something else.
Your grandma was a fun time,
well,
dude.
Cause she died falling asleep because she was drinking in the hot tub. I was 7 years old.
Oh, shit.
Nah, it's fine. She's Irish. Who cares?
I'm not laughing. It's so awkward.
All right,
that happens to me entirely too often.
How they did with their kids, they put them in orphanages if it was from a single mother, and more than half the time, they just let the kid die within weeks.
I mean, I don't know. I'd probably do the same thing if I had to have a fucking baby. Can you imagine having
if you had to have an Irish baby, yes.
Again, racist to whites, dude.
Who cares?
I won't be a part of it, dude.
If they came to Massachusetts, more the area, or Amherst as those morons there call it. Yeah. And they were dirty alcoholic Irish people.
1/4 of my family is from Ireland, but I'm proto-white. I'm fucking Sicilian, Irish, Polish, and God, I always forget the fucking last
That sounds
one.
horrible that you also had Irish.
Oh yeah, dude.
Too.
I mean, every single type of trash. I lived in Pennsylvania for a while.
Oh, that makes more sense.
So much more trash.
Yeah, I keep forgetting about. I know you were in Minnesota. That's the one I knew.
Minnesota's dope. Pennsylvania, they got some things to work on, starting with the garbage-lined streets.
And Bud Dwyer, we need the video of him shooting himself more prevalent in media. How else are you going to show a young kid what death is like early on?
Honestly, that's...
Are you going to show them the falling people from 9/11 or Bud Dwyer?
What's your favorite dark internet video besides the one you talked about before? What's the worst? Like, did you ever see Pain Olympics?
Oh, no, I've heard about the different things on there, and they just make me queasy hearing about it. Ugh.
I got good news.
I mean, I once won money on the first leg of a UFC parlay when a guy's ear came off.
Oh, that's kind of...
Well, like dangled. It didn't fall off, but it dangled with just some skin. Just
before I forget, the Pain Olympics, they proved it was not real. It was prosthetics. But that's another good topic is the UFC stuff, dude. It's such a pussy thing to say. Like, I really respect these guys, but I just can't watch it because it's like they get to that point where it's the 5th round and one guy, he's like trying to see what the other guy's doing as he's mashing his face in.
Well, that's one where the corner of that guy that gal getting their face smashed in, they should be able to save their fighter, throw in the towel, and recognize, hey, live to fight another day. Unfortunately, there are Deontay Wilder moments where you do that and then they fire you afterwards.
True.
But then there was one, like, what was it, when they did it in France, I believe it was France, Benoit Saint Denis, and I don't think it was Eliseo dos Santos. And the second round, the like head ref that wasn't in the cage but outside of it, he was like freaking out because it was one of the most brutal rounds I've seen a guy get through, and he got fucked. Like there were 2 or 3 times it should have been stopped.
I'll go to a UFC watch party and just ask everybody what they fucking think is going to happen in the fight and then bet on it. That's the only way I can get into sports that I'm not die hard for.
Well, at the end of the year, Conor McGregor's scheduled to return, but he has to rejoin the USADA pool, and apparently he only has 8 days, including today, to rejoin it. Otherwise, he will not be ready for when it is the December pay-per-view in Las Vegas.
Yo, is there any chance we could pause this so I could piss? I piss so bad. I don't think I
mean,
could do
you
another
could just
20
stop,
minutes.
and I will talk to the screen and give
Carl,
the
riff.
messages.
Carl, riff.
All right, I'm able to riff with stuff, okay?
Riffing with Carl.
I will be able to. All right, go take your Wiz Khalifa. It's just around the corner. First, you'll see it to the left when you turn down the hallway. Now, let me tell you, people. Most people are panicking about Ukraine and stuff, but something that's happened more recent is what's going on in Sudan, particularly the western part of Sudan. And I've decided to take sides with the guy who has maybe committed some war crimes, but he has acquired billions of dollars of natural resources of control. General Montmany. Now, I know he led to human rights abuses during the conflict in Darfur some time ago. And he's a little tense right now with General, what was his name? No, not Al, no, it's not Khalifa Haftar. That's the Libyan guy. I already said Montmedy, Western, goddamn. Al Borhan, that's his name. I gotta remember, he always has the sunglasses. He's the armed forces of Sudan. He's their general. But the rapid support forces, or I call them the ravaging and involuntary sodomizing forces, the RSF, they're behind Mr. Montmany. And I'm a man who will sell my morals for the right price. So I'm putting it on the table, Mr. General Montmany. I will support your RSF, despite the war crimes they are doing, for the right price. Because, sure, I might have to find ways of, no, never mind. The international sanctions are going to go against me. I'll never be able to go see the violence at European football that I want to. Oh, yeah. What makes the teams I like, at least in North London and Rome, violent, is because they're not the best ones in the country, primarily. So they have to fight for these little things each year. And that's why there's a lot of violence and match bans, and they have to bring out those riot police horses each time. I'm talking about football violence.
Football violence?
Yeah, in England. And or Europe in general.
Hey, Carl. You have an American accent. Please call it soccer.
Yeah, no, because that is world football, and I could say ours is
Yeah.
American football.
I don't like when people do that.
American football.
No.
It's American football, goddamn.
No, the American football part is real. I don't like when people, when white people from America call it, when anyone from America calls it fucking football.
World football.
Oh, God. So do you know what prescription your roommate takes? Because I forgot I'm on Adderall. I just popped 2.
Oh, no, there's nothing in that one. And or your own Adderall. Oh, that's something.
No, I was just doing a bit about stealing your roommate's medication.
That's not his medication. That's mine.
Oh, sweet, dude. I'm kind of flying right now. I'd shoot him up.
Oh, that's just finasteride. That's for the balding.
Okay, fuck. Nice. Okay.
Yeah, I'm trying to save myself with modern technology. Modern scientific advancements.
Absolutely.
AKA the dexterity dildo.
Dexterity dildo?
You remember the shake weight. Now we give you the flimsy version and the dexterity dildo. You'll be able to stretch your back out properly in the morning by jamming the dexterity dildo up your sphincter. And it's going to be like a little, what is it? Like those support beams to help you, but it's very bendy. And you can stick it in your ass and do like back, whatever, or when you crawl.
This is
when
amazing.
You look like that character from The Grudge.
This is amazing. That's a genius idea. That's the chiropractors are going to start doing those fucking YouTube shorts.
Well, I know what to license and trademark now.
Yes, dude. You should fucking start that. You should be a cock chiropractor.
Maybe I can approach the owners of West Ham United who got their fortune from the sex industry, because they're called the Dildo Brothers, David Gold and David Sullivan.
David Goldthorpe and David Goldthorpe Sillinson.
No, it's David
true.
Gold. It's just David Gold and David Sullivan.
True.
And then the devil with tits known as Karen Brady.
Karen Brady. I don't know any of these people, Carl. You got to keep in mind I'm a fucking retard.
The Olympic Stadium. That's where West Ham United play. Russell Brand likes him, that bitch.
Oh, yeah, Russell Brand. I forgot. Oh, I just should have thought of Russell Brand's team, and then I would have known.
Fuck that guy. Ah.
I've never seen anything he's in for a full-length film. Carl, do you know anything about herpes?
A few things. I
Do
know
you
a
think
few
this is
people
a
in the
herpes?
comedy scene that have had.
Do you think this is a herpes?
I'm not a medical expert in any form, and I should not judge. It's probably a cold sore, is my guess, but I cannot give my medical advice because I have no medical advice.
I think it's a herpes, dude.
It's
could be
a herpes?
Yeah, can you get just one herpes?
I think you can get it concentrated in one area, but not like
You could do a
just
herpes
one
dab.
A herpes dab. What kind of stuff?
Herpes
What
dab.
I don't think this is a medical term. Joe, what was your highest level of education completed?
Let's see. I started middle school, but I don't even remember. I was so faded, bro. I don't even remember what time I dropped
got
out.
a fancy paper and a silly hat from Arizona State University.
Well, it's like, dude, I mean, what do I need that for? Like, when I was a youngin', like, when I was balling out for real, though, like, I knew I was meant to do comedy. And so it's like, right then and there, I was like, yo, fuck this school shit for real, man.
But it indicates a field of knowledge which you have a base in a well-versedness to, as well as indicate that you'll be able to keep with a quote-unquote project or a mission for an extended period of time of multiple years and complete it.
Yo, look at this motherfucker over here looking like he's just a fucking nerd talking to a girl right now. Wet
What
ass
the
lips
fuck?
and shit.
You think I
Wet
look
ass
like-
lips and shit,
What do I
bro.
look like, fucking Socrates to you, motherfucker? You think I'm on the Parthenon jerking off into the environment known as Athens, Greece, or Thessaloniki's, or whatever the hell they are at?
Carl, would you describe me as a wigger?
No, I would describe you as Missouri trash.
Missouri trash? I've never even been to Missouri. That's
Fine, southern Minnesota trash.
southern Minnesota trash. All right, I could see suburban trash as my sort of nickname.
What is mine? And if it doesn't relate to where I'm from, then I'll be pissy.
Let's see. Okay, so where are you from?
The San Francisco Bay Area.
I thought it was Germany. You got to give me a second to restart. Faggot.
Well, I remember at like 10, 11 years old when you got off the 16th Street BART once heading down to, that was Folsom right down there. Or was it Market? When you turn out to the right on 16th Street BART. In one of the alleyways, it was a very muscular black guy against the alley wall. And he was getting sucked off by this fairly chunky white dude.
Nice.
And that was like my first exposure to gay sex. I was like, I didn't know what it was. I thought maybe he was tying his shoe or something because I was that young. And I mean, later on, I think like a year later, they had the sex ed course in school. And my dad's way of approaching the birds and the bees to me was give this cartoon book with a bee talking to a boy about genitalia and shit.
Wow. So that's how you
Or not
became gay.
but puberty with a lot of vivid drawn genitalia.
Well, you know, they say, and I did it.
I only go gay for the guy who's on my phone lock screen.
Oh, who's that?
Havicha Havara.
That was an SS officer?
No, he's Georgian, motherfucker.
Right, okay. No, yeah, I don't.
Where are you, Havicha? I will suck you off. You're the only guy. I will take it up the ass from you if you go to a favorite club of mine. Pad me out my words. I will even tattoo your name on my ass and say I'm your property.
Good God, man. That
He made
alleyway.
me come really hard with one of the most amazing goals I've seen when I bet $20 on him to win 35.
He made you come?
I yelled like I came. I just like, ah! When I wish I recorded myself because I yelled, it was a goalgasm. That's how good it was.
A goalgasm.
I also bet
for
$20
world
on it
football.
at plus 175 odds. All right, look at Havicha Havar Celia goal at home versus Atalanta.
I'll definitely look it up. Soccer's not gay or anything.
I will go gay for this, man. All right, you don't have to say that. I know it's gay because it's 22 guys running around for a rubber ball. Yes, it's very gay.
No, football's gayer physically than soccer. It's just soccer's a retarded
Well,
sport.
world football, I understand it being
I'm
called
not going
gay.
to call it world football.
Well, I'm going to call it world
I'm
football,
not
you bitch.
doing it.
All right? I'm not asking you to suck me off, Joey. I'm just asking you to recognize that the world puts the name as football, unless you're in Australia or a few other countries, where they call them the Socceroos.
Suck you off. What is this, an alleyway in San Francisco?
I thought I was in Western Perth, Australia.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good sign.
Some place where the koala is reaching with his claw up someone's ass.
You can't blow a guy in the alley. There could be a child. He could end up gay.
There could be a dead baby in there.
What if the dead baby makes him harder? Is that funnier or more disturbing?
I guess it depends on what the situation surrounding it is.
That's the podcast we should have done. It's just fucking all Jerry Seinfeld.
Just horrible, like trying to imitate horrible Jerry Seinfeld impressions.
It's funnier. It's funnier this way.
See, he's like one of the comics where I feel like or comedians where I think if his time had been, let's say, a decade or two later, it wouldn't have gone off because the type of comedy that was desired was different. Whereas then it was, oh, we got to get you on TV. Oh, Jerry's not curse and expletive laden. He's a very family-friendly man.
This guy fucked a 17-year-old and then threatened the press once. He also calls people out on live television when it's supposed to be he's doing his Jerry Seinfeld character.
Are you talking about
I
Elvis
think he's
Presley?
funny enough. I think he's funny enough to have at any point have been huge.
Well, I guess it's more how he hit like peaks of setting records in certain fields, like a comedy series, how much he grows from that.
Sure, I agree with that.
Because it's some people do better. Like there was
they do better.
I was like, yeah,
when
we could
they
say straight doing better and stuff. And there are some that do transcend time, but those are a select few, and I think only 3. Whereas some people, they probably at least how they hit their peaks, it was because it was the right time. Not to say they wouldn't have like been publicly known.
Yeah,
but
dude. I can't wait till I'm famous, dude. You think it's gonna happen?
Odds are no, but it's always worth trying.
That's so fucked up, Carl.
Well, it's the truth. It's the truth for all of us. It's most likely no.
Dude, you know I'm hosting the second half of a little place called Wayward Tap House on Thursday.
Nice job.
Maybe you've heard of it.
I might be able to come out to that.
Jeez, dude, fucking Carl, joking.
You're not going to take over the second half for Chris Banks because he's hosting a Lost Sleeve show? Not to say he's hosting a Lost Sleeve show, then I'm blindly guessing.
He's got to be at some kid's backyard or some married guy's shed.
He's a manager for some company that uses child labor. Nice job, Chris. I appreciate you.
Chris Banks is a manager at a Claire's. He's like, no, I think you'd be great in earrings. Chris, yeah, he has a show on that night at Josh Harrison's show. Josh Harrison is really an anomaly. What do you think about that
is
guy?
it a Saturday? Is it the Saturday show?
No, it's a Thursday one. Maybe it wasn't
Wait,
Josh
so the
Harrison.
one tomorrow?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. All right. That's
so
where I am going to be in a roast battle against Nick Ryback.
Fuck. Mine seems even gayer.
Why?
I was being like, yeah, you know where it's at. It's called fucking Wayward. I was joking.
You
though,
were against,
and then
was it Trent?
No, it's with Troy.
Troy, it was okay. TR, okay.
That
Troy,
little bitch.
He was just the default winner because you both didn't do well, but he
that was like the worst night of my life, dude.
His was slightly less bad.
That I felt like slightly worse the night I got a DUI than that night. I went home and I cried while drinking a bottle of Jack. Drank the whole thing.
Well, that sucks.
Oh no, it was fucking hilarious. I was being a fat pussy. Need a tampon. But I honestly, last night was pretty fucking terrible too. I almost got shot by a biker guy that I was making fun of, and the rest of the whole night went fucking terrible. But because of that shit, I really feel like I don't give a fuck anymore. You know.
Sometimes not giving a fuck anymore is good. And if you remember Tristan, he once had someone at a biker bar get angry at him.
No, I just mean like that was how the night started, and I was just saying it spiraled from there, and it's just really bad. Like I had a bad set, couldn't get it together while hosting. It was a whole fucking thing, but. I just got to a point where I'm really,
of the end.
It's the beginning of the end, pretty much. Yeah, no, it's not. It's not. I mean, I don't give a fuck about having a bad night of comedy anymore. Move on to the next one.
Honestly, yeah, that's like how to do. Or if there's the opportunity to do it again that night, I'd like to do that too. But then I'd like to think to myself, if I don't do well the second time, then there's no shame in what I did. I at least tried.
I feel like I talked about comedy way too much. Do you hate when people do that on their podcast? Because I fucking do. I skip it. I don't give a fuck.
I'm interested as long as they're not just repeating the same points and repackaging it and paraphrasing.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it came from I'm maybe just getting past this now or maybe not even getting past it at all. I feel like at one point I wanted to do comedy since I was like literally 10 years old. Like the first time I ever saw a Dane Cook special, right? And I was such a pussy about it because I was like, couldn't get myself to go on stage. And it got to a point where I was so jealous of like actual comics that I would skip over those parts of podcasts. It's the gayest fucking thing in the world. But I mean, It is. Do wish I started earlier. You say something,
It's
Carl.
honestly like with the starting earlier. I've thought that too. 'Cause now being, turning 27 later this month, but starting it before I turned 25, and sure I could have started earlier, but then maybe I wasn't in the right mindset to start it earlier because. There's nothing wrong with when you start it because there are some people who do have success that start it much later. And I think when I was looking at it, there was a fair amount of at least ones that I was searching online where they started around the same age as me. So it's like, okay, that's good. But then you find ones that started like 15, 16 and stuff is like, oh, God.
It's
I wonder why they're so good.
It's interesting to me when a guy who has kids and like a house and a real job decides to do stand-up comedy, like just open mic scene. I respect it, of course, but I'm just like, it's so rare, and I can't ever picture a dad I know wanting to do that at fucking all. Not a diss.
There's some, well, but do they have to have custody of their kids?
That's a good point, dude. Derek McDaniel doesn't have custody of his kids because he tried to eat them, and I think that's why he tried to do. Derek McDaniel. He's a friend of mine, comic. I thought you'd know him.
I know Derek McFarland, but not.
No, it's not. Anyway.
God damn it. Because did you hear about, and obviously I'll bleep the name out, apparently Keely at some show went off about losing custody of her kids or something.
Yeah, I was there for that. I don't want.
Oh, you were there for that?
No. If she's not gonna bleep it out on stage and have to make us sit there and watch that, I like Keely. I think she's very funny. She's one of the first comics I ever saw.
Oh, yeah.
But why would you? Why?
Going about because
you call your
what was the impression?
Dude, call your daughter a retard, a cunt on stage. I don't give a fuck. Why are you taking it to that point where it's just like, oh my God, this is dark, you know?
I lost custody.
And she's like, good, I didn't even want those little fuckers anyway. Isn't that like the punchline of the joke?
I think that's how she tried to do it at that point, but
you should leave it in.
How was her
she
set
does.
going up to that point, if you can remember?
Good. Dude, that's what sucks is like I don't understand that. What it was good. Like she always does. I don't see her ever really do poorly. Like I've seen everybody at this point. I've done so many of them at this point through 4 months that I've seen everybody in the scene do bad at least once. I've seen her do bad, but for the most part, she's always really good. And then I've seen her try that one 3 times, and the audience is like, what? It's a ballsy fucking move. You got to give her that. You know? I did show the base of my penis on stage during Seth Balance's set once. And it went the same way that her talking about her.
I hope the venue didn't get fined.
Casey told me to do it. It was at Casey's Woodshed. I was joking when I said I'd have the bass out, but then everybody's like, do it. And dude, he called me a fucking Ken doll. I was like, I have a penis. I just didn't pull it out all the way, dude. No. Somebody else called me that. Seth called me dolphin dick because I had just shaved my pubes, like straight up mowed the lawn that day.
Oh.
I looked like a preteen, dude.
Like you were going through your early pubescent phase.
Oh, yeah, dude. Fucking.
I'm turning 13. I'm an Irish guy. Why is my dick getting hairy? Why is it so hardy down here?
I saw Andrew Orleana get hard. It was fucking wild.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I've noticed that when a woman confronts with anger, even if it's not for like such a horrible reason or such like a reason or just with anguish, but he like reacts sort of shocked initially, but then he settles into it because it happened.
Who?
Andrew. Because it happened once when Maddie came out wondering who had an open container, and he just acted like I haven't done anything, and I think it was Talia Hansen. She took the blame for it, so she left.
Open container? You mean like an outside drink?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, I don't even want to say it. Can I kind of communicate non-verbally?
Well, if we want to mute the person's name, we can.
No, dude. I think you get what I'm saying. Like, I pulled an Andrew early on a couple of times.
All right. Well, if I see it happen, I'm just gonna go somewhere else and like avoid it.
Bro, I got caught doing that once at Wayward, and Alex, instead of just being like, bro, come on, take it home, he did what I think was way more respectable. He let me stay, but he called me out in front of everybody. It was so embarrassing. I haven't had that feeling since I was a kid getting yelled at by a teacher. It was fucking horrible.
You're just exposed. You're put on blast, Joey.
If I had a car, I probably would have gone home at that point, and I was so embarrassed that I ended up doing my set and tried to make a joke about it at the end, and it worked. Thank God.
But you had to get all of your light rail pass that day.
Oh, dude, I didn't get rid of the rest of them. Fucking drank them down the street.
It's like, at least you were allowed to finish.
It's an entertainment podcast, dude. They can't check my backpack because of the Karl Goldthorpe
provisions
hour.
in the law. That's what. Oh, we've hit the hour mark. So
there we go.
Give your information, put it out there. Joey Campana.
Joey Campana. I'm Aldo's little brother. No, my name's Joey Capuana. I'm a new comic. I have
Joey Kappa bitch.
Kappa bitch with a fucking bullet. I'm on Instagram at Joey Capuana, on YouTube at Joey A. Capuana. Please listen to my podcast, Joey Hates Everything. It's on all the podcast
We will
places.
make sure there's a link to Joey's podcast below.
Yeah.
We got to head to Woodshed for what horrifying deeds must wait us. But don't you worry, people. Buy oil futures right now, all right? Saudi's cutting production. You want real advice, unlike that hacked account that went into my IG yesterday? Fuck you, you bitch from England.
That's good, man. That's fun.